So now that the Lord of the Rings of Power first season has come to the close on Amazon Prime, it's time I give my review and give my thoughts on this season. So first thing I want to say is that I am a big fan of the movies and I read some small amount of the books and all that stuff. So when it comes to the lore, my knowledge is a little bit limited to the movies and just the small amount of stuff that I read in the books. So just going into this, I was going in as a casual fan and just hoping to see some hoping to just see them extend on the lore of the Lord of the Rings in the Middle Earth. So basically, in this season, we basically get like some extended lore on basically the movies. They kind of extend the lore from the movies, and telling the story that took place at least 1,000 years before the movies happened. And overall, I did like this season. I like the series so far. What they're doing with it. I gotta say, the visuals and just effects and all that stuff was amazing. They really did an outstanding job with all the visuals, and it really shows where they put that budget at. So far, I like the story that they're telling us and what it's setting up to. Like I said, it's extending the lore of the movies at least, and it's giving us that sort of beginning story. So I like what's setting up so far with the finale of this season, and definitely can't wait for season two. My biggest complaint probably about this series so far and this season so far is the pacing. I didn't really get into it, and looking forward to next episodes until like around episode 5. Really, the beginning episodes were kind of slower pace for me, and the pacing. I think the pacing needs a little bit of improvement. Hopefully, for season 2, they improve a little bit upon the pacing. But I get they're trying to build up and trying to set up this story and all that stuff. And then whenever we got into, like I said, around episode 5 is when I started getting really into it. So we got that build up and set up the story in the beginning part, and that's when there were like getting better episodes for me after that. So just the pacing issues really was my biggest complaints about this series. So hopefully they do better to improve upon that in season 2. But yeah, like the second half of the season, like after season 5, not season 5, but episode 5 and so on to the finale, honestly were probably my favorite parts of the season. And some good action battles and stuff like that definitely helped in that. And just everything that I was trying to set up. I didn't really have too many connections with the characters in this season so far. I'll probably say my favorite interaction between characters probably was Elrond and Durin, and hanging around in Dwarf in the mines and all that. That was probably my favorite interactions when it came to characters in this season. But honestly, overall, the season wasn't too bad. For a first season, it's not too bad. Hopefully, they improve upon a couple things in season 2. And definitely can't wait for season 2. Definitely looking forward to seeing what they do with this story.